Hello, and welcome to Shangri-La Pet Bunny Fertilizer. Today we're talking about the benefits of using an ethically sourced product that is made with love, kindness, and care. We take time to age our bunny manure so that when you receive it in your bag, you can apply it directly to your garden and receive maximum benefits. What bunny fertilizer does is it improves the soil structure. Rabbit waste breaking down adds organic matter. This improves aeration, drainage, and water retention, creating a healthier environment for root growth. Also, it is a slow release of nutrients, and gradually over time, this means your plants get a steady supply of food, preventing sudden nutrient spikes and promoting consistent growth. It boosts microbial activity. The organic matter in rabbit manure feeds beneficial soil microbes. These tiny helpers break down organic material, making nutrients more available to plants and improving overall soil health. I've noticed that the earthworms are very happy in our garden, which helps also to eat those nasty pests that hinder the growth of your plants. If you can tell, this is our garden. Our squash plants are doing very, very well. We have a little baby squash there, and you can see there's flowers. The male and the female plants are in cohesion, and hopefully we'll get more squash fruit off of that plant. That's my cilantro plant, which has gone to flower. I need to cut that back right away. I have not done it yet. And those are my tomato plants. That's a tree that we're growing in our backyard area. But tomatoes, squash, green leafy vegetables, they all love bunny manure. There's our onions, and those onions were plucked straight out of the pantry. It was already rooting, so why throw them away? You could also, if you would like to learn more about how to use natural remedies in your garden using onion peels and rice water, please keep our channel tuned in. Hit the like button, subscribe so you can get more of our content on how to garden in natural ways without having commercial fertilizers destroy the soil composition, and also probably your body as well, because you are what you eat in the end. So a closer look at rabbit manure's nutritional content. Nitrogen is 2.0 to 2.5. Phosphorus is 1.0 to 1.5. Potassium 1.5 to 2.0. Calcium 1.0 to 2.0. Magnesium 0.2 to 0.3. And sulfur 0.1 to 0.3. A significant advantage of rabbit manure is its relatively neutral pH. Most rabbit droppings fall between 6.0 and 7.0, which is ideal for most garden plants. This means it's unlikely to drastically alter your soil's pH, making it a safe choice for a wide variety of crops. This neutral pH is a key factor in its versatility as a soil amendment. There is my potato plants, which I did pluck from my pantry, threw them in a pot with some of our Shangri-La garden manure and some dirt from our land, and it looks pretty happy. So, how to use bunny manure in the garden. To use rabbit manure in your garden, you would follow these steps. Rabbit manure can be used directly or composted for composting. Mix it with carbon-rich materials like straw or leaves and ensure it's moist but not soaking. Turn the pile regularly to aerate and maintain a temperature of 130 to 160 degrees for effective decomposition. Application. Apply rabbit manure directly to the garden bed before planting or spread a thin layer around established plants. Avoid direct contact with leaves or fruit surfaces to reduce contamination risks. For composting, layer fresh rabbit droppings with carbon-rich materials at a 1:3 ratio. Turn pile regularly and ensure it reaches a temperature of 140 to 160 for effective decomposition, and that is degrees, 140 to 160 degrees. Usage. Use rabbit manure primarily as a soil amendment rather than a direct fertilizer solution. Typical application rates range from 10 to 20 pounds per 100 square feet per season, depending on crop type and soil fertility. You can also use a liquid bunny manure in the garden. To use it as a liquid formulation, you would prepare the rabbit manure by soaking it or grinding it in water, or having it grinded and then putting it in water for 24 to 48 hours to create a nutrient-rich liquid. Dilute the liquid, mixing the liquid with water to a 1:10 ratio for diluted fertilizer. Apply the liquid using a spray bottle and make sure it does not come into contact with the edible parts of the plant. So just the leaves. So if you're noticing that you have a heavy pest problem, aphids, mealyworms, anything like that, you can apply it to your leaves, and this will eradicate those harmful bugs, keeping the good bugs alive. So you want to monitor your plants and keep an eye on your to ensure that they are not over-fertilized. Using liquid bunny manure can provide a quick, effective way to boost your garden's nutrient levels, especially beneficial for heavy feeders and container gardens.
Orange tree right there.
So, as I was saying, fertilizing vegetables with rabbit manure is amazing for your tomatoes, peppers, squash. These plants benefit from a side dressing of aged manure or a thin layer of compost around mid-season. There's my orange trees there. And those plants that we just saw were the plants that it was right before we put them in the ground. And they're still alive and they're doing very, very well. So for leafy greens, these types of vegetables appreciate a top dressing of compost every 4 to 6 weeks to encourage lush leaf growth. For root vegetables such as carrots and radishes, they need phosphorus. They need a lot of phosphorus, but too much nitrogen from manure can lead to leafy tops with small roots. So use aged manure or compost sparingly, focusing on balanced nutrition. A good starter fertilizer or a compost that has aged longer is ideal. For rabbit manure tea, you can create a liquid fertilizer by steeping aged rabbit manure in water for a few days. You would fill a porous bag like a burlap sack or old pillowcase with aged rabbit manure. Place the bag in a bucket of water. Let it steep for 2 or 3 days, stirring occasionally. Dilute the tea until the color of a weak tea. Dilute the water until it's the color of a weak tea. And then you would add it to your garden. So how often should I fertilize with rabbit manure, you might be asking? For the compost, a top dressing every 4 to 8 weeks during the growing season is generally good for aged manure, slightly less often. Observe your plants. They will tell you when they need more nutrients. So look for yellowing, look for wilted leaves that could be root bound. if it's in a plant or a container, in a plant container. I typically like to put my vegetables into the ground because why not allow them to come to their fullest potential? Why hinder them out of a pot, where their roots wrap around the pot several times? It just seems very claustrophobic. This is my garden before I started this season. There's a little baby watermelon there. And as we've seen earlier in the video, we're seeing just how far the garden has come thanks to composting of decaying veggies last summer. We threw them all. We had an atrocious amount of leftover vegetables from the local produce place, and they happily made donations to these little guys. Thank you very much, Orlando's Produce. We're very grateful for your help in feeding our beautiful little guys here. And we take very good care of our rabbits. We make sure that they're all happy and healthy, and they are very communal, so we do not put them in separate cages unless they're misbehaving, and then we'll pluck one or two out to give them a timeout. So we have timeout cages where we collect manure all night long and just give them a time away from their flock so that they will not be stressed. And I have been able to mitigate a lot of rabbit drama problems because sometimes you'll hear about rabbits fighting and that they can't survive with one another without killing each other. And I found that the males are typically the male rabbits are typically a bit more violent towards each other, and I'm guessing it's because of all of the testosterone in their bodies. Our rabbits are not fixed. If we want to breed, we have the ability to breed them. So thank you so much for tuning in to Shangri-La Pet Bunny Fertilizer. Have a good day. Bye-bye now.